Morning, babe.
Morning.
So LV is currently getting together all of my supplements and his as well. There are so many different supplements that we have been taking just to kind of better our health. Wow, Hobbs. Sorry, our dog. Oh my goodness.
We went for something basic, just maca powder. Again, this is been shown that it does support fertility, hormonal support in both men and female. So again, it's something to try, give it a crack. It's good to put in smoothies. And at the end of the day, it's always good for just in general overall health. It's got a lot of amino acids, etc. So it's a good little powder to use. Now, we mix it with the greens. Again, it's got a lot of probiotics. We don't really eat that much greens, so it's kind of good to supplement this. So again, these aren't really pregnancy sort of related. However, a good body, a healthy body is always going to improve everything in life. And that's just some mushroom powder here. So we got cordyceps. Again, I've done some research on it. It seems to be very promising. All right, so this is the fertility section for pregnancy. So what we've got here is ubiquinol. So this is like CoQ10, CoQ10, however you want to call it. However, this is the more absorbable form. So make sure when you do buy this, you buy the ubiquinol. With Kaneka, it's really important, that sign there. Again, you're just going to absorb it. It is a little bit more expensive. This is also really important if you do go to the gym. Okay, so as you can see, it's good for your mitochondrial health, your heart, male and female. I take 2 of these a day, really important. Okay, then we just got a multivitamin. I don't really like multivitamins because they're usually underdosed, but this one seems to be alright. I found at the shop. It's got what she needs, really important, and then she doesn't take more pills than she doesn't really need. This is a herb, good for pregnancy. Again, you can see I've done some research on it.
Good morning, and happy 7th of February. So I am so excited. Today is a very, very exciting morning. I'm literally just getting myself ready, chucked on a cute outfit of the day. I've done my hair and makeup, just like a really, simplistic, natural look today. But I'm just getting ready to head off to one of my fertility appointments today. I'm very excited, I'm very chirpy, which is a nice feeling because I feel like throughout the past 8 months, I've had some really disappointing appointments when my body hasn't been, responding right to medication, or we received results that we weren't really hoping for. But today it's like, I don't know, I feel so calm. Feel so calm. So it's such a nice feeling, and I'm just trying to embrace that and allow my body to be in a, a nice calm state, not overthinking, not overstressing, just simply letting it all be and play out how it's supposed to. But I'm heading off for my IUI appointment today. So this is an insemination. I think right now we're tracking my ovulation, and I did one of these tests. It's like an ovulation test. This is the more expensive digital form, which kind of gives you 3 readings. So it gives you the circle if you are not ovulating, gives you the flashing smiley face if you're clear, near to ovulation, and then it gives you the solid smiley if you're ovulating within the next 12 to 24 hours. So I took this test this morning, and it was a flashing smiley face, which is really good. So hopefully maybe tonight or tomorrow morning, I'll get my solid smiley, and then we can move through with the appointment. But today I think we're just having a look at my ovaries, making sure my eggs are growing how they're supposed to. And yeah, so I guess it's more of an observation appointment. I'll check in with you soon. Last time we had 3 eggs that looked quite mature. And so today I'm just kind of seeing where we are currently at, seeing which like ovary might be releasing the egg this month. So the goal is today, hopefully, that they've made some progress, which I really hope so. And yeah, I don't know how to feel. It's kind of a bit of a crazy experience. Like the second last appointment, I had like no eggs growing and I had really large cysts on both sides. The last appointment, everything looked better, which I was super happy about, which came at a little bit of a shock. Obviously, I was taking all my supplements, I was doing everything properly, but still, you know, that was some really great news to receive. So today is just, yeah, observing where we are at. Hopefully they've made progress. So I did do an ovulation test this morning.
Facial positive.
It is the flashing smiley face.
Good, that's what I expect.
So that's really good.
Yeah, let's have some warmth up.
So I'm hoping that.
How big were they Saturday when we saw? Right? That's what we see here. So looks like this one shied off from this one. So you're ovulating on the right.
Oh wow, it's big, isn't it?
Look just like an egglet. So it's still a bit shy of maturation size. 16. And sometimes, remember, the flashing of the ovulation predictor kit predicts when you're going to ovulate in the future.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily predict, oh, it's now, or it's
I
a thing of the
understand
past. The left one is. Okay, so we got the picture of the uterus and the right and left ovary. This is a big one. And then the other ones are all small. So we human make 1 egg a month. And that's the safest if we're pregnant.
Okay. Alright, so we just got some test results back. I'm just like whispering a little, just, you know, to be respectful. But we are actually going ahead with an IUI this afternoon. From what the doctor said, it looks really good. Obviously, I had my flashing smiley face, so ovulation is super near. So we're going to come back this afternoon and go through with an IUI. Alright, we are back for our second appointment of the day.
Back in LA traffic.
All the LA traffic, literally, we've been stuck in LA traffic for like 3 hours already. And we are going in for our next appointment. Do you want to start? I don't know why I'm crying.
So Carly's just finished her, what's it called?
IUI.
So it's just a little bit uncomfortable for her, very emotional, but it was good. It was really good. So
yeah, I don't know. I think like it didn't hurt. It was just like kind of uncomfortable, and it's obviously like quite invasive. Like you have like machinery, like tools, literally inside you, and I don't know. But you got to release it, babe, didn't you?
yeah.
I don't know why I'm so upset. I think it's just overwhelming. I was so nervous before I came in, and I'm trying to allow my body to relax and take it, but I'm just like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know.
I love you too, I love you so much. That's fine. Alright, so watching back that last video, it actually brings so many emotions to the surface. And I believe with, you know, your fertility journey, it is crazy how you can just go through a roller coaster of emotions in the one day. You obviously saw I woke up nice and early. I was so excited by the flashing smiley, which meant ovulation was soon. I then went to the appointment. We got good news again. And then I guess it was time for my IUI. And that was just when I broke down in pieces. And what I just want to touch on was that the IUI process isn't actually painful. It's more, I feel like I just had like a buildup of emotions. You know, we've been on this journey for so long now, just trying to navigate it, trying to understand, you know, everything that's been going on. And I feel like that was our first treatment. And I guess I broke down. It was just overwhelming.
Yeah, it was a hard time.
It was definitely a hard time. So with IUI, I just kind of want to break it down. IUI is a minimally invasive procedure. It is something that doctors might recommend prior to you going on to something like IVF. It's like not an operation. There's no downtime really. It just requires like a catheter going inside of you, releasing the sperm, which you were able to do.
Yep.
And then having that 2-week wait. So kind of just gives you a better chance of succeeding at having a pregnancy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work for us.
It didn't work for us, and the doctor did explain prior to IUI is that the stats shown worldwide on this procedure are quite low in terms of the success rate. So we did know that before going in, but IUI is a less expensive treatment. So I definitely recommend you give it a go. If you are on your journey and you just like want to trial out every single option before you move on to IVF, which is exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe if we'd done it 2 or 3 times, it might have worked.
And that's what they do recommend. They're like, you know, it might not work the first time, maybe not the second, maybe the third. It kind of just depends on the person. The timing has to be absolutely right. But I kind of felt like for us, we just weren't ready to go for another month. Like I kind of wanted something more certain.
Yeah, and that's when we decided to go
on to IVF. But obviously you've seen my perspective on IUI, so I just wanted to give it to Elvie so he can kind of fill you in on his.
Okay, so from a men's perspective, I got really excited because I actually thought it was going to work.
Yeah.
I thought we're going to get the semen past the cervix,
Yeah.
from my understanding, and I thought this will be it. So we actually went to New York and relaxed and had a good time and thought, okay, it's going to work. And I was very positive about it, but unfortunately, it didn't work out.
No.
But my experience from a male's point of view, I had to, as I mentioned before, do a lot of semen analysis to make sure that I was the one that was not unhealthy or healthy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some issues going into it, so I always thought it was the female, it's the female's fault, but unfortunately I was 50% to blame with my health issues at the time, whether it was stress, lifestyle, etc. So I'd done my first semen analysis and it was very negative. Mm-hmm. And then they told me to get one in about 6 weeks again, gave me a list of supplements, lifestyle changes I need to do, and then I came back in about 5 weeks and it was getting better. So it improved by like, 30%?
Right.
So then I kept it going for another 4 weeks and improved by like 100%. It went back to normal. Mm-hmm. So this is about 2 months now into it. And that's when we were like, okay, we're going to try IUI, right? So again, as a male, you just got to get comfortable going into a room and doing your thing, which at the time I was a bit uncomfortable, but I started to get used to it. And probably I would say the reason I was starting to get really comfortable was because of the centre. It was very welcoming and warm and just not kind of making you feel awkward. So I was just doing my thing and then, yeah. It worked for me. But yeah, as I was saying, from a male's perspective, it's a bit of a shock because most men don't really want to admit that there's something wrong with them, but there is. I'm not saying all men, but you know, we should all get checked out. I thought I was great, you know, healthy, going to the gym, eating well, eating clean, all that kind of stuff, but I had my issues. And I learned a lot about myself, and it kind of brought us a bit closer because at some points as a male, you kind of, as I said earlier, you blame that other person. So if something goes wrong, it's like, well, it's your body, it's your fault. But I realised that I was, it was me as well.
Yeah.
So IUI experience for me, what did they do? They obviously had to give my sample, they washed it, and they took 1 ml, which is 1 cc, into a syringe. They placed her on a bed, and then I got to insert her with it. So obviously it was very emotional for Carly, and I guess it was nice. It was almost like...
Yeah.
It was almost like an experience that does in somewhat, I don't know, bring you closer, because you are going through something that a lot of people don't see a lot.
Right.
So...
Yeah, and that's what I think it was. Like, I was lying there and, you have your legs propped up and you have to try and be relaxed and, allow it all to kind of unfold in the way that it's supposed to. But I feel like for us, when you want something so bad, there's going to be that emotional element to it. And I feel like that was what it was. Like, I'm longing to have a baby, obviously with my beautiful fiance. Like, that is just like an absolute dream of mine. And I feel like because I was there and I'm like, it's so close. Like, what if, like, I don't know, I just went through such a roller coaster of emotions. And I feel like one of the things that I do regret over the 2-week wait, I feel like I just had that element of doubt in the back of my mind. And I feel like with the fertility journey as well, and when I speak to the nurses and even the doctor, they say that part of it is so mental. You can't psych yourself up, like out up here.
You can't put so much pressure on yourself.
For sure, and it's hard not to put pressure on yourself, like especially with that 2-week wait. It's hard enough when you're trying naturally, let alone now that you're, in treatment. It kind of just like brings that extra element of, not like desperation for it to happen, but kind of like, just like, I'm doing everything I can, like it has to work. And then, like I said, we didn't get the positive result the first time. It could have happened round 2 and 3, but I feel like, I don't know, I wanted something certain. I wanted something more certain. So that is when we decided to go into our IVF journey.
Yeah.
And we are currently along that journey right now. We're not going to touch too much on it because that's going to be in the following vlog where I'll run you through everything that was involved. But it's definitely a lot on your mind and your body. A woman definitely has like a different role to play in this whole journey. And what I can just like advocate for is for your partner to be super supportive. And that's what you've been.
I think it goes both ways.
100%, but like you're the one, like I'm the one taking the hormones. I'm the one that's kind of like, it's my body that's going to have and to carry the child.
And I think from a man's perspective, from a male's perspective, I truly believe that men need to start being a little bit more understanding. I know from my experience, it's not easy.
No.
But it's something that we as men need to be men and actually start taking, I'm not going to say responsibility, but just being a little bit more understanding of this whole situation, because it's hard, because we're not the ones dealing with it. Ours is quite easy. So I think if you're a male, just, be
And you're watching this, it's a lot.
It's a lot. But even if you're a female, I think it's really good to have that chat with your partner and just build a really good bond and relationship before going into this.
Yeah.
And make sure that things are right. And it's never perfect,
No.
without a doubt, but it can be better and working towards that.
100%.
There you go.
So with that being said, we are going to leave you here and we will be back with our next IVF vlog.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Stay tuned.